Orfani, the eldest daughter of Victor and Feli. I could start off by mimicking my mom singing Stand By Your Man, which is quite befitting for their 50th anniversary. There isn't enough time for me to speak about their 50 years of marriage, except by summing it up as being quite remarkable. I'm sorry I'm reading this, but I don't think I can remember it if I was just to kind of ad-lib it. Their love story began in the Philippines, where they lived a close distance from one another in the province of Santa Catalina, Lubao, Pampanga. My dad was enlisted in the Navy, whereas my mom graduated college and was a school teacher. Jokingly, Dad was attracted to Mom's lavandera and plancha skills, as my brother Steven pictures it. Okay. Within a few months of their courtship, they married, and here we are 50 years later. In the early years, Dad was stationed at various naval bases, starting with Portsmouth, Virginia, where I was born, followed with a souvenir sibling in each station, like San Diego, where Victor was born, Clark Air Base, Philippines, Stephen was born, and Memphis, Tennessee, where Des was born. Good thing we didn't have another one here in Jacksonville. Okay. Well, Mom was young and naive coming to America. The stories are endless of her experiences along the way. She was amazed with the English language and made attempts to slang her tongue and speak English fluidly, but today she can't get rid of that hard accent of hers. I recall comments that come out slightly unclear, like her getting her tip clean and washing the bed sheets. Mom and Dad went through their share of hers, adjusting along the way from being separated when Dad was on deployment, adjusting and moving to different areas, family, health, and now celebrating their 50 years. They were opposites, but worked cohesively together with growing pains that accompanied various obstacles. Mom was the louder one, whereas Dad had the calmer disposition. Their relationship was basically based on good guy, bad guy, which is basically how we do it. The biggest impact that my dad had on our family was laying out the foundation of bringing all of our family together. I am truly blessed with such an extended family, which most of you are here. In 1976, my grandparents arrived from the Philippines and assisted in raising us kids. Mom was able to start working, and eventually she retired from the Department of Agriculture, and Dad retired from the post office. Our family home on Woolery Drive wasn't large, but we managed to fit everyone that passed through. There was a lot of love growing up, expressed through loud conversations with much battling, sarcasm, a lot of criticism, and lots of eating. You literally had to have thick skin to be in the midst. Obviously, family life was a big role in my mom and dad's marriage, but family goes beyond who is blood related. In 1974 in San Diego, California, my parents befriended Romy and Pearlie Salazar. Today, they have remained close friends, thicker than any blood relative could imagine. They managed to move and follow one another from California and have had their share of experiences along the way, practically paralleling each other's lives as they share similar values and traditions. And we also have many of Auntie Pearlie's family here as well. And they're pretty much extended family too. In 1983, my parents met Auntie Tessie Allman. She's a constant figure in my parents' lives, and the sisterhood that Mom shares with Auntie Tessie is an unbreakable bond. Together, they all form the Golden Girls, which Auntie Pearlie, Auntie Tessie, Auntie Ida Crutchfield, and my mom, Auntie Soling, all belong to. And the Golden Girls actually means they like Golden Corral. Mom and Dad's love story continues. I was truly in awe last year when my mom battled cancer and Dad was fighting it with her. They have years between the two of them, and we never expected Mom to have her health issues first. Dad was at mom's side 5 days a week for 5 weeks as she underwent radiation, followed by numerous surgeries and appointments. She was bedridden, and he did everything he could to assist her in treatment, from dressing her, bathing her, and even colored her hair. That's what you call true love. She often remarked how she wanted things done, and he would just remain his calm disposition and just go about just pleasing her. Dad recently celebrated his 84th birthday on May 6th. So by celebrating their 50th anniversary, we're also celebrating my dad's life. I would like to express how grateful we all are for you guys who all take this time out to celebrate with us. Each of you has impacted my parents in some way, shape, or form. Not to prolong this, but we are very gracious of Mrs. Jean Sell, for being our neighbor and for support throughout the years. I want to acknowledge her for her preparation in honoring my parents, starting with their renewal blessings at last Sunday's Mass. So we had a Mass for my parents last Sunday at Christ the King, and Mrs. Sell was the facilitator of that. Thank you to my family, Uncle Bobo and Auntie Oli, who flew in from Las Vegas, Dennis, Rhea, Camden, Eli from Chicago, Dave and Jill from Maryland, Roy and Beth Lee from Virginia, and many numerous of you that drove in from out of town, like Ronnie. Well, you only are like 10 minutes away. I'm further than you. As I stated earlier, there isn't enough time to express what Mom and Dad's 50 years of marriage means, except for just truly being remarkable. Their anniversary is a miracle deserving of a special tribute. We admire how you guys have worked and stayed together in good times and in bad, in sickness and in health, for richer or poorer, and I would probably say rich in love and poor in funds, and raising our family. You guys have been blessed with the fortitude and faith to stay together despite forces that could have pulled you guys apart. Tonight, we honor and appreciate you, and may God continue to bless you in your marriage. I ask everyone to raise a glass, you have one, and toast my parents, wishing them many more anniversaries to come. And again, I just want to express to you guys, thank you all for coming. Not to leave anyone out, I do appreciate my Uncle Alo and son Jack. They were here earlier today also getting their sound system ready. And this basically, it's not, even though we say formal, our family's definition of formal is a little bit on the provincial redneck side, is how I can describe it. Hopefully you guys have a good time or have enjoyed your dinner. And again, I just want to express to you guys, thank you all for sharing this moment with us.